Hey guys, Joshua with Josh and Hunter's Adventures, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're talking about our top 4 baits for the month of August. August can be a pretty tough month for bass fishing. It's hot. It's been hot everywhere. I feel like it's been 90 degrees here since June, and we're not getting a break anytime soon. I'm standing out here and already sweating. So we're going to be sharing a few baits that I've used over the years in the month of August that's helped me catch some bass that you're going to be able to use on your waters. But I'm also going to be sharing a video in about 3 to 4 days on my top baits for nighttime bass fishing in August. The bass fishing has been really good here at night, so I'm going to make a video for you guys on that. So if you're not subscribed, be sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. All right, so let's talk about our top 4 baits for August. My very first one is going to be a topwater. Now, I like a big topwater this time of year, like this Damiki Rambler 120. Reason being is I'm going to be fishing this close to the shoreline cover, whether it's trees, brush, rocks, even floating docks, things like that. And a bigger bait, I'm looking for that reaction strike. That's what I'm looking for. And this bigger bait like this, or a big evergreen walking bait, is perfect for that. I like to get up close to the bank. A lot of times I'll parallel it and I'll just get up close and I'll walk this bait down through there, and it walks really, really good. So does the evergreen. Even a big spook works good also. But I like the bigger ones, like this 120 size. And like I said, I'm going to keep it natural colors. Either a bluegill or a shad-like color is perfect this time of year. Okay, now moving on. As the sun comes up and it starts getting hotter in the mornings, we're going to have to go a little bit deeper. And our bait that we're going to look at next is a football jig. I've got a 1/2 ounce football jig. Again, keep your colors basic: green pumpkin, browns, black and blues if you've got some stained water. Just mimicking that crawdad, crawfish down on the bottom. You're going to fish this down around, any type of stumps, rocks, on points, humps, things like that, out on those ledges where those bass are. But you can take this bait and work it on the bottom, hop it along, drag it along, see what presentation they're wanting. Get you a really good trailer, a crawl-like trailer right there, and that's a really, really good bait for big bass this month. All right, so moving on, fish this in the same spots as you would your jig. You're going to get a deep diving crankbait as our next bait for our number 3. This is a Spro here. This one dives pretty deep. I've got a Rapala here. This is a DT. You get 16, 20 foot. They have different sizes, but that's where I'm going to be focusing on, in that 16 to 20 foot range, 18 foot range, out on those points, those humps, out on those ledges where those bass are hanging out. But like I said, a deep diving crankbait is really good for getting those bass fired up out there when they're in those schools. When you roll over them and see them on there on your graph, if you've got the electronics, you can see them. They'll be, stacked on there, little dots. And a lot of times if you run this through there, say you're fishing this jig and they're just not biting it really good, and you know they're there. You run this through there, and a lot of times it'll fire that school up, and they see that running through there and they just can't stand it. So make sure you've got a deep diving crankbait on. Okay, so let's talk about our last bait for the month of August, and that bait is a drop shot. Really, really good bait this time of year to catch some really nice bass. If you're not familiar with the drop shot, basically what it is you've got a weight here on the bottom, and the weight stays on the bottom, run up to about a foot above it with either a drop shot hook or some type of wacky rig hook. I like these little mosquito hooks really good. Run to whatever bait you've got, and you can see I've got a Berkeley flatworm on there. And as you work this bait on the bottom, your weight is down here and the bait is up here, as you can see, and in the actual water this bait will float up and it will be out like this right here. But you're going to take your rod and just shake it along, and it makes that bait just move on the bottom, and you just work it along. And it's a really, really good bait once you figure out how to fish it, and it catches a lot of really nice bass. But like I said, you're going to fish that in the same areas as you would your jig or your crankbait. on those ledges, on those humps, those points, places like that where those bass are are looking for those schools of shad that are coming through. Guys, that is my top 4 baits for the month of August. Like I said, it can be tough this time of year. Throw that big topwater very first thing in the mornings. Try that football jig, that big deep crankbait, and get out the drop shot, and you're going to have a good time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. If you got any questions or comments, go down in the comment section and leave it, and I'll be glad to answer it the best that I can. Again, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Until next time, this is Josh with Josh and Hunter's Adventures. Thanks for watching.